What's happening, Lego fans? Welcome back. Alex here. We are going to go underneath the city of Minneapolis today to check out the newest display. This is the display for the 1990s space sub-theme collection. A lot of these guys have been in storage for who knows how many years, but I decided to get them out to kind of just, I don't know, relive the glory days of being a teenager, not having a care in the world, where we just wanted to have epic space battles on our sleepovers. Which we did over and over again. Most of these sets were destroyed so many times in those space battles, to the point where my friends and I, we just knew how to rebuild them from memory, because of the amount of times we crashed them and destroyed them and blew them up and so forth. But not anymore. These guys are just going to be on display for, I don't know how long I'll have this out, but it's fun to have them, to see them all like this. It would also be kind of fun to give a little bit of information or history behind each of these sub-themes as well, just for fun. So I think the oldest sub-theme here is Tron. They ran from 1990 to 1991. They were depicted and described as a rescue and repair faction in all the catalogs, except for the U.S. versions. They were kind of introduced as a mining faction. The astronauts possess like all these tools such as hammers, spanners, and fire hoses, often seen helping Futuron, which is a sub-theme that ran from 1987 to 1989. The most recognized Futuron set being, of course, the monorail transport system from 1987. It has 8 sets, and I am missing just one. It's the Celestial Forager, but I'm on the lookout for it to see if I could actually complete the collection. Next is Spyrus, and this was a sub-theme that ran from 1994 to 1996, and it featured a group of spies that frequently stole technology from other factions with their robots. Now, I just have one set, which is this Saucer Scout, so I teamed it up with my Unitron base here. Now, Unitron was a theme that was released in 1994, and it only had 4 sets until it was discontinued in 1995. I just have this one set, which is the Space Station Xenon. Now, the Unitron were a military-themed group that was good, and they took over policing space from the Space Police 2 faction. Now, despite this theme having just the 4 sets, it boasted one of the most sought-after sets of LEGO enthusiasts, and that was the monorail transport base. Now, looking at Black Tron 2, now this is definitely the largest collection that I have as far as sub-themes go, but this is called Black Tron Future Generation. It was introduced in 1991. It's a visually updated continuation of the original Black Tron line from 1987. It's commonly known as Black Tron 2. It also replaced the creative but kind of haphazard interchangeability of Blacktron with refined and mostly uniform cockpit globes, which could be switched between ships, and only 3 of the 11 featured them. Now, Blacktron is always depicted as the bad guys of space. They're the only faction that has minifigures portrayed as prisoners in the first 2 generations of the Space Police themes. Now, I have all the Blacktron 2 sets with the exception of the tri-wheeled Tyrax, but I'm trying to change that. So next we have Space Police. Now this is the 2nd generation of Space Police sets that ran through 1992 and 1993, and of course was the successor to Space Police 1. So after Blacktron got their makeover, Space Police 1 was the next theme to receive this makeover. Now remodeled into its more widely recognized black and gray with green canopies and red trim. The standardized jail cells were retained, though they only had 3 vehicles that would accept them. The theme also lacked a base or a space station, sort of like Tron does. It was also the first space theme to replace the LEGO standard smiley face minifigure head with a more complex graphic. So here we have Ice Planet 2002, ran from 1993 to 1994. So they represent a civilian space affiliation, kind of like Tron. They have this leader by the name of Commander Cole. The LEGO group put this little mini story together for him. They were conducting top secret research in rocket science, and that made him a target for sub-themes like Spyrus and Blacktron and Renegade Forces. But this mini-story included, and catalogs imply that they were far from helpless, and Blacktron was defeated by them with the help of Space Police when they invaded the planet without proper equipment. My guess is they didn't have thick enough coats because of the ice planet that they were on. But the distinctive hostile icy planet setting meant that most of its vehicles were ground-based, and most were outfitted with a series of signature trans neon orange satellite dishes, skis, and cockpit coverings. A lot of other elements were made in this color too, including their helmet visors and rockets and chainsaws. So I decided that this unique look required a different approach to displaying them, so I went with a fluffy white material. Unfortunately, I am missing a few of the smaller sets, so the collection is not yet complete. So here we have the Explorians. They were introduced in 1996, but they were discontinued in 1997. They're described as a group of civilian space explorers. So the LEGO group kind of returned to the clean white and transparent blue cockpits, similar to Futuron. The sets were known for their use of large open structures and special image elements. The Explorians searched for fossils in the form of flat plates that contain these triple images. One was white for the naked eye, one in blue for viewing under transparent red scanners, and one in red for viewing under transparent blue scanners. So Explorians was the second space theme to include a robot minifigure, and was also the second space theme to include a female minifigure, a robot named Android. Very, very clever. The theme was short-lived, though, with almost all the sets and merchandise being released in 1996. I was, however, able to collect all the sets from the theme. So the last one we have here is UFO. This was a theme that ran from 96 to 99. All the UFO's minifigures were very alien in nature, kind of scary looking. The race featured 2 holy robot figures as well. And many of its spaceships used saucers or half saucers as elements. It has the smallest proportion of wheeled ground vehicles to ships, which is 2 to 9. And that's the most of any LEGO space theme before or since. So UFO was the first theme to introduce what has since become a staple of LEGO system sets in general. So they have large pieces that are meant to provide effects such as curvature that would be really difficult to achieve with your traditional LEGO pieces. It was also the first space theme to feature aliens, though not the first one to make use of robots or androids. In addition to these new elements, though, UFO contained the only set, which is the Interstellar Starfighter, to use fiber optic parts. Now, unfortunately, the mini motor in both of my Interstellar Starfighters no longer functions, so this visually fun feature can no longer be seen. Thanks again so much for watching, you guys. Hope you enjoyed that history lesson on some of these 1990s space sub-themes. Would have really liked to, of course, collected the older space themes, the classic one from the late 70s, early 80s. Unfortunately, those are a little bit out of my price range. They also don't really visually appeal to me right now. They, I don't know, there's no emotional connection to them, right? These themes were my childhood, so that's why I like having these out and seeing them. So. Yeah, that's it for me for now. I don't know how long I'll keep these out. They do, of course, attract dust like any other LEGO set, and there's a lot of them, and they have a lot of nooks and crannies that are hard to dust. So I'm not sure how long they'll stay out, but for now, gosh, they look so cool, don't they? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. We'll see you. Bye-bye.